Disclaimer, everything shown in this video is political satire. Nothing here is made to be taken seriously. Okay, YouTube? Now that that's out of the way, Far Cry 4 is about a game where you, the player, arrives in the country known as Kirat, which is really Nepal before the elections come. Only the elections last forever and do not stop once you finish the whole game. You play as AJ Gale, who came to Kirat to spread the ashes of his mother after a Minecraft lava accident. When you arrive, your vehicle is stopped by the authorities, who try to gun you down without question, like every black person in America. Oh my. As you exit the vehicle, you are greeted by a man who comes out of the helicopter. From his stand user looks, you already know, he is the villain. In the previous game, the main antagonist was Tuco Salamanca. Hermano. But now it is metrosexual Joker, who went insane after being cucked by a Nepalese mujahideen and became the ruler of Kirat, which is just a real-life version of Nepal. Only the game itself is made by Rodrigo Duterte, the president of a country which has the lowest age of consent and whose crackhead population is higher than the economy of the Philippines. Upon arrival, he stabs a Chinese soldier for reminding him of the Communist Party that fucked his country in the first place, and is mad because his Yeezys are not covered in blood. Yankee with no bro. He hugs you because, turns out, the same mujahideen who cucked Joker is actually your father, and the man cucked by the mujahideen is your stepfather, whom your mother loved before your father kidnapped her and kicked the shit out of her for being a woman. Based. You both part ways and the title opens up with Stranger Things music. Should I stay or should I go? Motherfucker. Pull the trigger! After being kidnapped by your stepfather, he flexes on you like a rich white kid on TikTok.
Shoes? My shoes cost more than your whole outfit, so
Pull the trigger! And then proceeds to show you his memes and fuck off. And you, finally, make your escape. As you try to escape, you are greeted by Sabal. He saves you, and you drive in a car where you attempt to make your escape. When you escape, you stop at Banapur and are greeted by an Indian femdom feminist cock destroyer and soon-to-be drug lord named Amita, who humiliates you for your small dick. After playing around the game and doing quests, you are tasked with choosing either Sabal or Amita. I myself chose Sabal in my first playthrough because I am faithful to Indian Allah and his Mujahideen fraternity. But on my second playthrough, I chose Amita so I could have sex with her. But I did not get what I wanted. You can't keep getting away with it! Instead, I helped her ascend to the throne of Kirat, turning her from a normal mother to a feminazi overlord who grows heroin to support her country. Now you may be wondering, how will I fight against what is basically the entire military of Nepal? Well, by joining a terrorist organization known as the Golden Path that is really just ISIS, whose members are Ching-Chongs. Basically, you went from, I will scatter my mother's ashes, I need to reach Lakshmana, into, I joined ISIS with a budget issue and age of consent lower than the Venezuelan economy. So, basically ISIS. What makes Far Cry 4 different than previous games? This game does not have Tuco Salamanca or a bald German boomer. Instead, this game has Indian Stalin, Ekta Kapoor, metrosexual Joker, and BTS. The game has a variety of enemies, including but not limited to Asian man with knife, Asian man with gun, Asian man with car, and an average Turkish man. Besides all this, combat itself is not about strategy or intuition. It's about loading yourself with drugs, holding a gun, and attacking the nearest Asian town. So it's basically like the Vietnam War, only it's easier. Aside from all this, the gameplay is actually really fun. You shoot some bad guys with a gun you borrowed from either the Taiwanese sweatshop, the Asian man walking down the road, or from the black guy who found Jesus Christ after being shot in the skull. This is canonically true. Then you get some drugs from two English white guys who came to Kirat so they could do more drugs, and because you helped them in return for more drugs, they both show their gratitude by giving you a golden pipe.
Of Kairat. It's not real gold, sorry. It's the highest honor we can bestow upon you.
Okay, yeah, thank you, I guess.
It's absolutely tickled.
After having enough drugs and guns, you set out to do missions which give you more drugs and more guns. The drugs in the game have their own unique effects. Walter White Meth, Predator Vision, Michael Phelps, and Heath Ledger. Look at you go! The guns in the game are a different topic. See, guns can range from either absolute chaos or into absolute dog shit.
Ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
This does not depend on accuracy or range, it depends on which gun can blow the most shit up. My personal favorites are the M79 and the Buzzsaw. Everything else besides these two weapons are a waste of my time and money. The buzzsaw, for instance, is a goddamn killing machine. Heavy gunner, dead. Asian man, dead. A truck, dead. A fucking helicopter, dead. M79 is a shorter nickname for a gun that creates explosions and vanishes their targets into a realm of unknowable monstrosities. Brazil. The six times. Now I know what you're thinking, Revenant, not all guns are bad, some guns are actually useful for strategic assaults and variety in combat. Well then, do you want to pick up a revolver and fire 6 shots to a guy and have him be absolutely fine as if nothing happened? Do you want to use a P90 and have all of its ammo be wasted for only one person to die? That sounds fun. Honestly, I used all these guns and all these drugs to take over territories for a group of terrorists who I don't even care about. Why didn't this game allow me to work with Pagan Min and his royal army? It would have been much cooler to work with Pagan Min and destroy the Golden Path rather than do all these missions for people who I give zero fucks about. Other than all this, you buy guns, drugs, protection, and utility items by obtaining Kirati rupees, which... it's super easy to obtain. You can get money from harvesting plants, looting dead bodies, finding chests with insane amounts of money, helping people, doing quests, and killing animals to make a wallet which can hold even more money. The game rewards you with all these rupees without you even trying. Moreover, for you to obtain guns, you can either do missions or climb radio towers.
I can't take this shit no more, man.
Seems like I push against
the radio towers. I honestly hate them. You walk up to a radio tower with barely enemies guarding it, and even when they are guarding the tower, the enemies are too weak to fight against you, so you just mow them down with an assault rifle and start climbing this tower for 30 minutes. Also, you can spin some lever, whatever, and have a cutscene which wastes even more time. I would have liked it if I obtained guns with money instead, since this game gives you money without you even trying. It would have been better to save large amounts of money I have for an expensive weapon rather than spend it on ammunition. This kind of grindy reward system would have been a lot more satisfying. You know what should be more satisfying? Driving. Shit, not good! The driving in this game is fucking annoying because you either get pushed by NPC cars, run over citizens which causes you to lose karma, aka making you lose further progress, and you have to listen to this Indian broadcaster who, by the way, is absolutely fucking annoying.
Is it me? Am I just a square? But I've never understood people who are into the weird stuff. I think sex is fun. I am very grateful for it.
I fucking can't be arsed! Bro, shut up! Shut up!
But I will give this game credit for doing one simple thing right, for having amazing fucking graphics. Can I be honest? I enjoy the graphics more than I did the gameplay itself. Snowy mountains, the cool flashbacks, the dark and yet creepy prisons, the vacant yet ominous caves. I like the sounds in the forests. When people are driving, the radio playing in the background.
Now holds more than half of all the output.
The intensity during sneak missions. My personal favorites are snow missions. You do missions on these snow-covered lands with the hail so intense that you can barely see the enemies, making these missions all the more tense, which conclusively makes it so that you can't go Rambo on these people and actually play carefully for once in your life. This game, for what it's worth, is fantastic when it comes to sound and scenery. Good job, Ubisoft, you finally did something good. Unlike this holocaust of a mess you made. Far Cry 4 is a decent game, but the one problem I have with this game is the replayability. Replayability is essential because it's one thing to play a game, but it's another thing when that same game is playable even if you have finished it. Games like Minecraft, Terraria, Fallout New Vegas, and The Forest are great examples, because even when they are over, you still want to go back and play them over and over, because it seems that their content is nearly limitless, and there is so much more to do. For me to replay Far Cry 4, I would only play it again for the sake of obtaining a different ending, or using a gun I did not use in my original playthrough. But all of this is boring, since you've experienced all the missions and went through all the fun. Playing the same levels while using different weapons or having a different playstyle seems less appealing. Overall, Far Cry 4 is a decent game with a decent combat system and amazing graphics plus atmosphere. I would give Far Cry 4 an overall 5 out of 10.